Hello and welcome to Matador News. I'm Lorena.
And I'm Erin.
After student disapproval, the university has loosened this year's graduation restrictions, allowing students to bring more guests. Graduating seniors will now be allowed to bring 7 guests instead of 4, but some students say 7 is still not enough.
Personally, for myself, 7 is not enough. We're a family of 7, so it only leaves me with 1 ticket left.
It just sucks that you're limited to just bringing 6 or 7 people, and you can't really share that special moment with your family.
So it makes me really angry because I want to see my friend walk the stage. I want to congratulate them, take pictures, all of that stuff that should come with graduation.
Leftover tickets will be available to families who need more than 7. CSUN is limiting tickets but adding more seats to graduation ceremonies.
Graduating seniors who want to leave behind a legacy will have a chance to do so through the new Senior Gift Committee. Now let's go live to Alex Corey.
Thanks, guys. We're here with Jay Jenkins, a member of the Senior Gift Committee.
Hi,
Welcome.
thank you for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the Senior Gift Committee is and what your role is with the program?
Yeah, so the Senior Gift Committee is a committee that's comprised of graduating seniors of 2014, and we are coming up with the idea of getting donations from our senior class to give back to show our legacy for the school in the future. We have a lot of ideas coming up, and we were nominated by President Harrison, who picked us because we were leaders of different various groups on campus and everything.
Great. And have you decided on what the gift for this year is going to be?
Yeah, so this year we're going to go towards a programming fund. We are focusing more on keeping the Matador spirit alive. So what we're going to do is hopefully all the donations that we've received, we're going to try to do something kind of like the final flip that they do for finals, and put that kind of before in like the midterm season. That way we kind of have a party and keep that Matador spirit alive and everything.
And how can students get involved if they want to be a part of this?
Yeah, so we are going to have an event actually next Tuesday, I believe, February 11th. We're going to have an in-and-out truck set on campus, and students can donate there. They can also donate at the website. If you just go to csun.edu, just type in Senior Gift Committee, and it should be one of the first things to pop up. You can donate there. We're trying to get people to donate $20.14 for 2014, but any donation helps, and that's all pretty much what we can do right now.
Great. Well, thank you for joining us, and back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you.
The start of the Sochi Olympics is causing airlines to take extra precautions with flights traveling to Russia. U.S. officials say there's a possibility of explosive materials being smuggled in toothpaste or cosmetic tubes. Most flights in Sochi are departing from Europe and Asian countries. Russian transportation officials have already banned liquids and carry-on luggage. They anticipate the U.S. and Europe will take the same precautions with toothpaste and cosmetics. U.S. intelligence agencies have been working with the Russians to ensure the safety of these Winter Games. Officials say there is currently no known threat to the U.S. We will have more on the Sochi Olympics later in sports.
Camera 2.
Hundreds of Syrian prisoners are free after rebels and jihadist fighters seized control of a major prison in war-torn Aleppo early this morning. Rebels began by detonating a car bomb in front of the prison complex housing Syrian army troops. Government warplanes dropped barrel bombs on the perimeter of the 6-story prison, and tanks fired shells at the rebels, causing dozens of casualties. Rebel forces were still making their way through the complex hours after taking it over and were expected to free more prisoners.
President Obama shares his prayers during the National Prayer Breakfast this morning for American missionary Kenneth Bae, who is being held in North Korea.
We pray for Kenneth Bae, a Christian missionary who's been held in North Korea for 15 months, sentenced to 15 years of hard labor. His family wants him home, and the United States will continue to do everything in our power to secure his release because Kenneth Bae deserves to be free.
North Korea's official news agency says Bae was picked up for a crime against the state in November of 2012. The Korean government says Bae confessed to planning to take down North Korean government.
Republican House Speaker John Boehner says the House will not miss the deadline to increase the government's borrowing cap. Treasury Secretary Jacob Lew is buying more time for Congress to act before the government reaches its borrowing limit on Friday. By lifting the cap on the $17 trillion debt, The government will be able to meet its obligations such as Social Security benefits. President Obama says he won't allow Republicans to use the debt limit as a vehicle for GOP priorities.
Congressional Republicans passed legislation on a new bill that would halt restoration of dried-up rivers and limit environmental protections in light of the recent drought. Environmentalist groups say the measure is detrimental to California's environment and native fisheries. Democrats worry the measure would steal what little water there is from where it's most needed. The White House said the bill will likely be vetoed if it reaches President Obama's desk because it disrupts work that addresses California's complex water challenges. The bill was approved on a 229 to 191 vote.
Child abuse charges against the Miramont Elementary School teacher have been dropped after 2 years. The family of the alleged victim says the girl is too traumatized to testify. Third-grade teacher Martin Springer was accused of molesting his former student in 2012. He was facing up to 12 years in prison if found guilty. The district has paid $30 million in civil settlements, making it the biggest and costliest case LA Unified has ever faced. Springer worked at the school for 26 years before he was fired. The district is now attempting to strip him of his teaching credential.
Residents in the Northeast are encountering power outages in the wake of yesterday's snow and ice storm. More than 600,000 homes and businesses were left without power. Utility companies expect the power to be back by Friday, but some may have to wait until Sunday. The storm brought more than 10 inches of snow to Boston and 13 inches to other parts of Massachusetts. Utility companies report this is the second most damaging storm in the company's history. The region will continue to deal with cold weather, where highs are expected to be 20 to 40 degrees below average. Meteorologists are warning residents of another storm this weekend, but it's not expected to produce as many problems.
Here in Southern California, temperatures are a bit warmer than the rest of the country, but still colder than usual. It is currently 55 degrees in Northridge with a humidity of 66. We will see developing showers in the mid-afternoon with temperatures in the high 50s, with winds heading south at 10 miles per hour. Tonight we can expect a few late showers with a low of 48. Today, the sun will set at 5:30 this evening.
Now we're going to Zoe on jobless claims.
The number of people applying for unemployment benefits has declined by 20,000. In January, more than 3.4 million Americans received benefits. The decline suggests fewer people are facing layoffs. On Friday, the Labor Department will release the January employment report. General Motors has reported its net income is down 13% from last year. This is worse than analysts had predicted. GM is doing well in the U.S. and China, but suffering in Europe, South America, and the Middle East. GM says it will have to spend nearly $15 billion in attempts to fix its problems around the world. Stocks are up this morning as the Dow jumped nearly 170 points. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ were also up more than 1% after last check. General Motors shares were also slightly higher despite low overall auto earnings. Even with the gains so far today, at this point, three main indexes are still down about 5% from their recent highs. And now back to you.
And now Bryan will cover the latest on new reports of a bird flu in China.
Chinese health officials have identified a new killer bird flu. This new bird flu has infected 2 people since November and left one elderly Chinese woman dead. Health experts say the virus has 2 mutations, making it more dangerous to humans. Research shows that the virus is successfully responding to flu drugs. Surveillance of the new flu will be increased in poultry farms and human patients. Drug experts say the drug used as an antidote for heroin overdoses, naloxone, could have saved actor Philip Seymour Hoffman's life. Hoffman was found dead in his apartment this past week of a possible heroin overdose. Data suggests heroin abuse in the United States has increased drastically in past years. Experts say naloxone is safe and effective, but widely available. Legislators across the country are reviewing requests to make the drug more accessible. And now back to you.
Now Zoe with entertainment news.
Acquitted killer George Zimmerman says he will be facing rapper DMX in a celebrity boxing match. No paperwork for DMX has been signed, but the rapper's spokesperson said DMX will be participating. Celebrity boxing promoter Damon Feldman says the fight will be a 3-round pay-per-view fight. Jay Leno is stepping down as the host of Tonight Show after 22 years. The late-night hit will be moving back to its original home in New York City, where it began in 1950. Jimmy Fallon is set to be hosting the show on February 17th. Seth Meyers of SNL will make his debut on February 24th as the new host of The Late Night Show. Leno's final guest will be actor Billy Crystal and country singer Garth Brooks. His last taping will take place today in Burbank. And now, back to you.
An investment group led by Magic Johnson has bought the WNBA franchise Los Angeles Sparks. Johnson pushed for some of his fellow Dodger owners after Lakers ownership decided to pull out. Johnson has been involved with the Dodgers since 2012. The franchise will remain in Los Angeles and play at the Staples Center. The Winter Olympics in Sochi get underway tonight. Some American athletes like Lolo Jones, Patrick Kane, and Shaun White will be familiar to many. Others like Steve Holcomb and Kikon Randall are stars of sports with a lower profile. The United States hopes to end up on the podium this time around after American athletes failed to do so in the 2010 Olympics, breaking a streak dating back to 1964. Now back to you. Some students are saying they will now watch the upcoming Winter Sochi Olympics.
I like to watch the ice skating and the snowboarding. And I like to see like the competition. I want to see what every country is bringing this year.
No, though I feel I should because of the political struggle right now with Putin. But no, I won't be watching it.
I'll be watching some of it, but probably not all of it.
The opening ceremony for the Sochi Winter Olympics will be televised tomorrow night at 7:30 on NBC. And now back to you.
From all of us here at Matador News, I'm Erin.
And I'm Lorena. Tune in next